Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream on Twitch weekdays from 5 PM Pacific time in the United States, 10 AM in Australia and 1 AM in the UK. I hope all you guys had a good weekend. I know that it's the 4th of July for you guys in the US tomorrow, I believe, so happy 4th of July for tomorrow. I will be back on again streaming tomorrow, so I'll probably wish you happy 4th of July again then. We are working on an Art Deco building interior and exterior in the Unreal Engine 4.16.2. Epic Games released a hotfix for Unreal over the weekend, I believe. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I updated my NVIDIA drivers to the latest version and that completely reset all my audio devices on the computer, so when I loaded up my OBS this morning, my mic wasn't working. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay anyway. We're also using a new chat client, or I am anyway. I'm using the Twitch app, the official Twitch app. I believe it used to be called Curse. And I've set up a Phil Does 3D server on that. So if any of my regulars want to join the server, let me know and I'll send you an invite out to our official Phil Does 3D Twitch server. But I'm logged into the Twitch chat at the moment in the Twitch app, so I can see any messages hopefully that pop up on the screen. Remember guys, if you do have any questions or anything you're not sure about, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. If I can help, I'm happy to try. If you want to pop in and say hello, that's always welcome. If you just want to watch, then that's completely fine. Okay, so we're going to be doing a cinematic in Unreal of an Art Deco building, which is this one here in Max. We have completed our exterior in Unreal. So I'm just going to, we'll jump into, let me get into the right program here. We'll jump into full screen if I can, come on. There we go. And we'll just jump through the bookmarks really quickly just to bring everyone up to speed on what the environment looks like. So we have an Art Deco building sitting in a treed clearing, I guess you'd call it. Let's just again quickly jump through these bookmarks. This is the main gate actually, so this is where the cinematic will begin. It'll enter through this gate here and go down this, there's like a walkway before we get to the actual building. Which is this walkway here. So our camera will fly down our walkway before we get into our actual yard of our building. Over the first terrace until we come to this second terrace just here. Again, all of these trees will be wind animated. I just have it turned off because OBS doesn't like it. But when we do our cinematic, it'll all be animating in the wind and all that sort of good stuff. Our pond in front of our building. Keep forgetting what bookmark was the last one I selected. Number 6, okay. This is our actual Art Deco building here inside of Unreal. Just the side view of the building. This is the back of the building here. And just a different view inside of our environment looking at the side of the building. So let's just jump out of our full screen mode really quickly and move into the yard. Alright. So again, we've just got our building here. Our camera will continue along our path in front of the building. Because we're actually going to go inside from this direction here through this side door. Past our 2 urns before we actually enter the building. This door I'll open it up for when we do the cinematic. so it doesn't look like our camera is just passing directly through a door. And we're going to continue working on the interior here today. You guys that were watching last week saw me, I brought curtains in, but I've removed them temporarily because the size was off. We'll re-look at that soon. The other reason I removed them though was because if you remember last week I said I wanted to place wooden paneling inside of our window frame here to make it look a bit more interesting. So I think that's what, to make that easier, I've taken the curtains away. Okay. Now remember guys, if you can't hear me or if there's a problem or the music is too loud, pop into chat and tell me and I'll make some adjustments. Again, I'm just because my audio devices are all thrown off after that NVIDIA driver install, I want to make sure everything sounds right for you guys and that you can actually hear me. I mean, my audio meter is going off, so my mic is being picked up. Hopefully it's being sent out okay. And yeah, again, remember guys, if you want an invite to the official Phil Does 3D Twitch server on the new Twitch app, now it's not a Discord, I'm not on Discord, this is the official Twitch app, shoot me a message in chat and I will send you an invite so you can join the server. That goes for subscribers now as well, because as you guys know, affiliates got their subscribe buttons, so mine is live. The emotes are all up and ready to be used. So yeah, there's also a separate channel for subscribers on the Phil Does 3D server. So I'm wondering if we can use one of these wooden panels we have above the doors for the windows. So I'm going to try that first. If we can't use it, then it just means I have to create one specifically in Max for our windows. Let's rotate that 90 degrees. We may be able to get away with using it, and it's better if we can, because it will mean that we don't have to, number one, remake an asset, and we're going to be saving on poly counts and all that type of stuff if we can reuse it. Now again, this is, I'm switching it up a little bit from the original I did back in 2011 in UDK. I'm going to make it look a little bit different because, hey, why not? We can. And just push that in a bit more. Remember too, we have to place a panel up here above the window, which I haven't actually created yet. We'll look at doing that at some stage before the level is finished. Again, I want to make sure my paneling there isn't going through my window. And it's okay. Let's duplicate it one more time so we can put one along the bottom windowsill. Again, let's do a rotation of 180 degrees. I'm just going to deselect it. And let's see if that's going to work for what we want. I think that'll work. That'll be okay. We're going to have our curtains covering most of the window anyway, but it just is nice to finish the window properly with these sills, and it looks nice from the outside as well, which we will be able to see through our camera. Just makes the window look a bit more complete. And we'll do that for all of our windows throughout our building here. Okay. Alright, so we have only one window in this entryway. We do have, we're going to place a floor and a ceiling in. I'm going to be placing, pardon me, plasterboard, a decorative plaster for the ceiling, and we have tiles for the floor, which are separate meshes. I haven't actually changed up the tiles for the floor yet. If you remember, we jump into max real quick. The other thing I wanted to mention too was, even though I haven't done extensive testing yet, you guys remember I was using Max 2017 and had a lot of problems with the program crashing. It seems that Autodesk have finally fixed that with the latest NVIDIA driver, which I believe is 376.82 or something like that. The very latest one anyway. It was released on the 29th of June. That driver will fix the problems anyone was having if they used 3D Studio Max with the program crashing. It shouldn't crash anymore. Like I said, I don't use 2017 anymore. I've gone to 2018. This is still 2016 because I don't want to use it on stream until I have had a good chance to test it out. But providing everything goes well, we will be switching to Max 2018 in future streams because apparently, yeah, the new driver apparently does fix that. So that's good news. It's taken about a year for it to get repaired, so I believe that works for Max 2017 as well. So if you're having problems in 2017 with the program crashing or freezing, that should be fixed as well. Just as a heads up for you guys that use Max. Now we have our floor pieces here, but I'm retexturing these up and I haven't done that yet. I want to take them into Mari and change the textures on them. These are the original assets from when I made the building back in 2011. These are the other floor pieces down here. I want to just switch it up a little bit. Some of them I won't change the textures on, some of them I will. It just depends. We'll see how we go, but I don't think I'll tackle that today. I may. We'll see how we go. I still have to bring in the main stairwell here as well. Anything in the front is stuff that I haven't brought into Unreal. Everything in the back is stuff I have. But we've got a few assets in there already we can play around with in the meantime before we start doing more exporting from Max. So yeah, that's the plan of action, guys. Let's jump back into Unreal. Alright, so we have our panels here. I actually want to create a specific painting for above the doors, I think. Like a actual painting that's framed. I think that would look really interesting above the doorways, so I'll do that, but I haven't made that up yet. There's not a lot else we can do here. I do have the ceiling panels, but there's one of them I need to make some alterations on. Let's just jump into our models here and have a look at what we've got going on. I did bring the ceiling panels in, but I noticed on one of them that I think the texture wasn't quite right. Where are we? Or was I mistaken? Was the texture okay? We are using parallax, or I am using parallax mapping here for our plaster paneling that's going on the ceiling. Actually, we've got to look at it from below because this is the way we'll be looking at it. It does use parallax mapping, so that's basically just a simple 2 polygon square, 2 triangle, I should say, square, that's given depth and by parallax mapping in Unreal. So it's just the illusion of a bit of depth there. It's not actually there at all, and we can use that because it's actually up on the ceiling. So parallax mapping is a great thing to be using, but you've got to be careful that your camera or your player can never get at an angle that's really weird, because that's going to mess up the look of the parallax map. So for instance, if it's a cobblestone street where your player can't get down lower than that, that's cool. If it's a panel on the ceiling where the player can't get up to it, that's cool as well. But if the player can never actually sort of go right up to your map, it's probably not the ideal to be using parallax mapping. So we do have this, but I'm just trying to remember. I think I changed this up a bit. I'm using the same texture here for all 3, but I don't think I did that in the original. I'm not sure. Let's jump into the original really quickly so I can check that. I'm just going to play the video from the original cinematic I created back in 2011. I'm just going to fast forward through some of this concept art. I just want to see the actual entryway that we're working on. We'll let it play from here. So again, this is the original that was made back in 2011 using UDK, so Unreal Engine version 3. We've been recreating this and putting it in a proper environment for the new version of the engine. Okay, so I have a panel here and I have one either end. Alright, let's jump back into Unreal. So yeah, we're recreating this building in the new version of the engine with our new environment here and all of that goodness. And we'll create our cinematic fly through into the building from there. But let's see if we can maybe position one of these panels. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Let's pull in one of the panels. Now I'm going to remember which one's which. Let's start with this one. Again, our sizes are going to be off because we did some scaling on the building. Let's pull that up. And let's scale it in a bit. We have to also remember to leave enough room here for the paneling we're going to be placing here over our brickwork. So we've got to leave just it's sticking out from the wall just a tiny bit so that our panel doesn't intersect our ceiling panel here. Let me just get this one positioned properly first. I know I needed to go about the width of those two columns, I think, so I'm going to non-uniformly scale it out. So around about there, I think. And again, I'm just going to check that it's actually in the right spot. Alright, now in the original we have wooden panels, like a wooden frame that goes between our Deco paneling here. Oh, I always do that. I end up moving the asset when I want to move the camera. But what we'll do before we place those wooden slats on the ceiling, I'm going to duplicate this panel twice more because I have a feeling all of these other panels are pretty much the same. Yeah, I think they're all the same paneling. Well, they're different sizes though. Maybe we should pull one of them in. Yeah, let's do that. I really should have named this better than Ceiling Panel Mesh 3 and 2. It's a bit non-descriptive. See, I've got main room here, but I didn't name the others. Anyway, let's pull one of these in, and these are too small, so let's scale them up. And again, it's probably better to duplicate this one than bring in a new mesh. I'm not going to do that simply because I'm pretty sure this texture that I've got on this panel at the moment is not right. I need to change it a little bit. So I'll use this new paneling so I can swap the texture out later on. Let's get it sized. So yeah, guys, remember, if there's any problem with the audio, let me know, because that new NVIDIA driver install really messed up the audio on my machine, and I had to reset it all quickly this morning before the stream because I didn't realize. So if you can't hear me, or if the music is too loud or anything like that, let me know. It's a bit hard. Let's scale that out to the width of the hallway. Let me pull it over just a touch as well. I'm actually going to scale it out to be a little bit bigger. I want it to go just inside of our paneling on the wall. Again, I'm not going to take it all the way to the very edge because we're going to be placing a painting up here above the door. Okay, I will duplicate this piece and move it down to the other end. This hallway section here I think is a little bit longer than the one at the front, so we'll scale it up. Again, remember guys, if you've got any questions, anything you're not sure about, please feel free to pop into chat and ask me. If you want to pop in and just say hi, that's welcome. If you just want to watch, that's completely fine. Now, this is not quite squared here, so I'm just going to turn off angle snapping and rotate it around a little bit. There we go. And I think I'll have to do the same for this one. I noticed it wasn't completely squared either. There we go. Again, that little gap we see here up in the corner is going to be covered up by a painting that's going to go above the door. A framed painting. Now we do have a slight gap here, which is okay because I'm going to be placing a wooden, decorative wooden piece through there, which means I want to bring this one in just a little bit. All right, let's bring those wooden pieces in. I think I exported them, so let's have a look. I think it's this one here from memory. Yep. Let's pull that up to the ceiling. Way up there. Move it down. Okay, let's uniformly scale it. Just trying to recall if that's the right direction or not, if it should be the other way around. I think that might be upside down actually. I think it needs to go rotated. Is that correct or not? You know, I made the asset and I really can't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes this way. If not, we can change it. Yeah, let's try. Actually, I may be wrong. I think it may go the other way now that I think about it. You know, it's been 6 years, guys, since I last made anything like this building, so. Now, let's scale it up just a little bit more so it actually intersects our wall. Again, I'm just being careful. I don't want to take it all the way to the edge there because I want our panel not to intersect it too much. We can always move it later on if we find it's too far out or too far in anyway. I'm gonna have to. I'm just quickly again going to double check that it is up the right way. Hey Sniper Echo, good to see you. I had a good weekend. I hope you did too. I hope all you guys had a good. No, it is up the right way. I just wanted to double check it was. That's fine. All right. I had a great weekend. Yeah, I'm working unfortunately. Still didn't get a chance to watch a movie. What about you? Did you get up to anything interesting over the weekend, Sniper Echo? Working on that lovely exterior and Unreal. Again, guys, anyone that's just popped in, we have now. I've set up our own server, Phil Does 3D, on the Twitch app. So, not Discord, but it's like Discord. I believe they used to call it Curse, and then Twitch bought it and made it theirs. So on the Twitch app, we have a Phil Does 3D server with our own chat room in there. I'm in Twitch chat at the moment, but using the new Twitch app to watch chat. So I'm not using Chatty anymore. I'm using the new Twitch app now. So if you want to join the server, let me know, and I will send out an invite link so that you can join the server. You don't need to though, because I can still see your messages in Twitch chat. Just putting it out there for you guys though. It'll make it easier for anyone that wants to show me any work, because they don't have to upload stuff to Imager and stuff. They can just pop it directly in the chat on our server. So that's the main reason I did it. But again, it's not a requirement. It's merely to let you guys know it's there if you want to use it. Alright, we'll leave that like that for now. We may change that up a little bit once we get a few more pieces in. So yes, we have our paneling here, which is using parallax mapping. That's really the only thing I am using parallax mapping for in this cinematic, will be these ceiling panels. I'm not using it on any other part of the level. These are all just normal map, these panels here. So it's, yeah, but parallax mapping for the ceiling panels made sense because it's away from you, you can't get near it. So, because remember, if you're using parallax mapping, your player or your camera can't get at certain angles, it'll look weird. But it's great for things like the ceiling, it's great to use for things like cobblestone floors, all that sort of thing. Let's duplicate this so we can move it down to the other end. You're working away on that level in UE4? Good to hear, Sniper Echo. You know, I encourage you guys to do 3D, so, and that level was looking great. So I'm glad to hear that you're working away on it. Now, I've just got to try and work out how I'm doing this. All right. I'm going to scale this panel down a little bit. I think we made it a bit too long. And you guys can hear me and everything okay? Because like I said, I installed the new NVIDIA driver yesterday on my machine. The one that NVIDIA released, I think, on June 29th. And it messed up all my audio sources. I didn't know until this morning when I went to put my mic on that everything was not working. So half an hour before the stream was due to start, I had to madly sort of run through all my settings to get everything back to normal. So if anything doesn't sound right or isn't quite right, let me know and I'll look into it. So as long as you can hear me and the music's not too loud or anything, it's all good. Alright, let's scale this middle panel up a little bit more now. I'm doing this just so that separator there is sort of like on each of our columns to make it look a bit more natural. Again, the screen is lightening up a little bit because I have fog turned on in my environment and it's really a bit too heavy. We're going to have to look at toning that back as well. trying to work out the colouring we're seeing here, but that's just a reflection in the plaster of the wood. That bit of red brown that we're seeing in the plaster up there. Because our plaster's a little bit shiny, as plaster is. Well, can be. Alright, we have our paneling on our ceiling. Like I said, I haven't actually done the floor yet. We'll tackle that at some stage soon. I still want to bring it into Substance and change the textures on my floor pieces. And maybe bring it into Mari and do a bit of work there on it as well. But let's get our wooden panels for our inside of our hallway here done. And they are... where? Where are they? It would be in the opposite direction I started looking. It's this one here. We'll just wait for the shader to load up there. Alright, let's just move it back in near the wall. And we'll move it up a little bit and we'll scale it. Okay, now this one I'm going to do a non-uniform scale on. I'll pull back so I can see it a little bit better. Now again, I may have to rescale these once we get our floor pieces in because we don't want them intersecting our floor too much, so but for the moment we'll just scale them up a little bit more. The same with the ceiling here. Let's push it back in. And I think it's a little bit wide as well. Pardon me, a little bit wide as well, so let's scale it in a little bit. So we're going to use the same panel all along this wall. We're just going to scale it depending on the spot it needs to be placed in. Again, with scaling, as long as we're careful and we don't go too nuts, it should be okay. Now, let's duplicate this one again. Just trying to work out what the best way here would be. We can either use 3 panels or we can use 2 and scale them up. Let's see if 3 will fit. And if it doesn't fit, then we can go the other direction. I think 3 will probably work okay for us. Now again, you see there is a bit of a gap at the top here, but I don't actually think I created plaster for this middle section of the entryway. I may end up doing that though, just again to make it a bit different from the last one, but we can always change our scale here later on when we get a bit more of the assets built up in the building. Alright. No, I don't have Discord, Sniper Echo, no. It was either going to be Discord or it was going to be the Twitch app, and looking online, even though Discord is really the popular one at the moment, a lot of people are suggesting now that Twitch have their own app that one will take the place of Discord eventually, so I decided that I'd just go straight to the Twitch app, knowing that a lot of guys use Discord and you know, not everyone is using the Twitch app yet. I just wanted to get it ready in case. But like I said, I'm in Twitch chat, so it's just an optional thing for you guys if you did want to join the Phil Does 3D server in the Twitch app. Not making you know, install it or anything if you don't want to use it, because I'm still in Twitch chat. It's simply there to make your life a bit easier. If you did want to use it and you wanted to show me some work, you don't have to worry about uploading it to Imager and then posting a link for me in chat, all that type of thing. You can just drop it directly into an image directly into your message on the Twitch app server. That's all it was for, really. I'll always be on Twitch chat, so as well. It was just simply to make it a bit easier for you guys that did want to show me work instead of having to upload it to Imager or anything like that. Because in Twitch chat, unfortunately, you can't like post an image like you can in the actual Twitch app. So, but don't feel you got to use it. It's simply there if you do want to use it at some stage, just to make it a bit easier for you. So yeah, I won't actually be doing a Discord server. I'm gonna make sure that we're not going through the wall here. I don't think we are. No. Again, I thought that was a bit of plaster I could see come popping through, but that's actually just reflection, just a shininess on the actual wood itself. That's good. Okay. Yeah, and I know a lot of you guys, like I said, like Discord and use Discord. Discord's great. I'm not bagging Discord. It was just simply a fact that now that Twitch have their app, and I think they want to encourage people to use their app. And yeah, from what I was reading online, a lot of people were saying that they believe that the Twitch app will eventually replace Discord, for most people anyway. Let's duplicate this for the other side of the room, rotate it around 180 degrees. Again, I've got to make sure I'm actually looking at this from the right side. Yeah, I am. Okay. Yeah, because the back side is actually just a flat plane, and the front has actually got the detailing in it, so. Let's rotate it 180 degrees. Okay, we're going to have to scale this one up a little bit. And again, this is the great thing about these modular type assets. You save memory, you save poly counts, and eventually that will make your game run faster. Instead of creating a unique panel to fit that size, if we can scale up an existing asset to fit it, then that's always a better way to go. I'm just going to pop into this room here and check what's going on. Okay, now these two doorways are lined up to each other, so I'm going to select these three and we'll duplicate them. And we'll rotate them 180 degrees. And with a bit of luck here, they should line up properly. Okay, now this one actually goes a bit longer. This is where our main stairwell actually will be sitting. We'll place our main stairwell here to get up to the second level. Sniper Echo says, I don't mind ads on Twitch. They're a good way to support streamers, but the new way they're presented interrupts the stream, doesn't pause it and resume afterwards, for instance. I completely missed your answer about Twitch. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. As a streamer, because I don't monitor my own stream either, guys, I don't see the ads, so I don't know when Twitch are going to pop them in and when they're not. I have no control over the ads. That Twitch does that automatically, like you guys know. So if that does happen and I won't know, tell me like Sniper Echo just did in chat, and I'll go through my answer again if you are asking me a question.